Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the best cities in the US to live without a car. Convenience, freedom, and the potential to embark on a road trip at any time are all excellent reasons to own a car, but you certainly don't need to have one to live in some of the country's hottest cities. If you're planning your next big move, you may have some doubts about whether you'll be able to navigate your new home without your own set of wheels. Quit the traffic jams and skip the parallel parking in these best cities to live without a car in the United States. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the best cities in the US to live without a car. Now let's dig deeper into each of the best cities in the US to live without a car. Number 5. Boston, Massachusetts. The collegiate Boston metropolitan area boasts 44 higher education institutions, so it's no surprise that the city has mastered the art of getting its bustling population from point A to point B before the bell rings. Owning a car in Boston can be grating. Even if you can afford the parking fees, memorizing the city's riddled map of one-way streets can be harrowing, so it's no surprise that Boston drivers are known to get testy when such narrow roads leave little room for sharing. Fortunately, Boston has the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority to thank for its accessibility. The MBTA ranks as one of the country's best public transit systems, with 4 ways to get around town. The T, Boston's rapid transit network, the T, has 5 main lines stitching together the sprawling city. Any stop on the grid costs a flat one-way fee of $2.40. Alternatively, you can purchase an unlimited monthly Charlie card for $90 per month. Buses, your Charlie card will also work for the MBTA's bus system, which boasts over 170 routes. Furthermore, Boston is poised to launch a major revitalization of its bus system with a Bus Rapid Transit (BRT) initiative to address outdated infrastructure and increased commuter traffic. While no concrete changes have been made yet, the project may make the city more accessible to all its residents. Commuter rail. This rapid transit system was designed to convey residents of Boston's populous suburbs like Worcester and Lowell into the city. There are 8 main branches of commuter rail, with 14 terminus stations in townships surrounding the metro area. Given Boston's maritime history, it should come as no surprise that the city also offers transportation by sea. Hop aboard the ferry for a tour around the Boston Harbor or a visit to neighboring Hull and Hingham Islands off the peninsula. Number 4. San Francisco, California. Despite its renowned topographical challenges, San Francisco is one of the most welcoming U.S. cities for citygoers who prefer to go car-free. In 1999, residents of the city voted to create the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, SFMTA, which facilitates an eclectic array of commuting possibilities, including Muni buses, with 54 bus routes. The Muni Metro, with 7 light rail lines and historic streetcars. Trolleys, with 17 trolley lines. Cable cars, which aren't the most efficient mode of transport, although they do offer a charming tour of the city's historic districts. Beyond the network of public transport in the city's center, the East Bay, Berkeley, and Oakland can all be accessed by Bay Area Rapid Transit, BART. So long as you don't plan on trekking from one end of the peninsula to the other, San Francisco can be a remarkably walkable city, with plenty of culture, restaurants, and diversions to enjoy in each neighborhood from nothing more than your own 2 feet. Cycling is another popular way to navigate the area, and the city's Ford Go Bike bike sharing program is steadily expanding its fleet and stations. If you're bringing your wheels, you may want to invest in an electric model so you can scale those iconic hills without pulling a hamstring. Number 3. Washington, D.C. Given the esteem of the nation's capital city, it's no surprise that the stately urban landscape of Washington, D.C. has one of the best-running and cleanest rapid transit systems in the country. D.C.'s eminently punctual metro and metro buses are run by the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, MATA, with 6 rail lines and 49 bus routes crisscrossing the city. Between train and bus routes, residents can also enjoy the city's shared cycling network Capital Bike Share, which costs less than a Netflix subscription at $8.99 per month. Since roads tend to be dominated by cabs and caravans shuttling prominent public figures to their next meetings, many residents agree that D.C. is a far better city to enjoy by rail, bus, bike, and foot than in a car of their own. Number 2. Chicago, Illinois. The so-called Third Coast of Chicago is our next pick for the best places to live without a car in the U.S. The city's public transportation system, the Chicago Transit Authority, CTA, is the fourth most extensive public transit system in the country by track mileage. It services Chicago's central urban stomping grounds and 35 of the city's suburbs. The CTA runs two main types of public transportation options. The Chicago L, Chicago's mostly elevated system, the L, runs along 8 rail lines that converge at the Loop, the city's commercial center. The CTA bus service, to supplement rapid transit, commuters can also take advantage of the CTA's 1,864-strong bus fleet, which connects metro neighborhoods via a network of 129 bus routes. While owning a car can certainly help you stay warm during the bitter winters of Chicago, the city can be prone to traffic jams, and parking tends to be costly. Pedestrians can escape the wind chill by using Chicago's Pedway, a meandering fretwork of underground tunnels right in the heart of central Chicago. In the summertime, car-free residents can take advantage of the fair weather and use Chicago's well-groomed bike paths, with more than 200 miles woven throughout the city. Number 1. New York City. If you're thinking about moving to New York with no car, you'll be in good company. New York is one of the country's most navigable urban areas in terms of walkability, and its public transportation system tallies more than 3.8 billion rides every year. The city's main public transit system is the New York City Transit Authority, branded as the MTA, which oversees the New York City subway, with 22 rail lines stitching together Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens. New York City Bus, which includes 234 bus routes serviced by the largest bus fleet in the country. The Staten Island Railway, which makes NYC's fifth borough accessible by rapid public transit. While 56% of New Yorkers rely on the MTA to get around New York, there are plenty of other modes of transport to explore the city and an extensive network of public transit options connecting New York to its surrounding cities and states. This city is so easily traversable that many New Yorkers report that having a car can be more painful and more costly than living without a car, especially considering the city's already high cost of living. So, which is your favorite cities among the best cities in the US to live without a car? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the best cities in the US to live without a car in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.